These glasses are so dark, you can't see anything. I need the prompter.
I know.
It's the day before the, you know what? The eclipse. Okay.
The eclipse.
And Patty is here, brought to you by Pet Pals TV, along with Tom Dock. Thank you so much for joining us. He's the communication manager for NOAA's Animal Hospitals and also an investigative reporter for Pet Pals TV. And today we are talking about the solar eclipse.
Yep.
And how it could possibly impact the pets.
That is true. There's lots on social media. You know, it's so exciting. We're less than 40 or right at 48 hours away, right, from this thing. I found this great blog from the Indiana Historical Society. And in the blog, they're reading journals from 1869, the last time we had a total solar eclipse, right? And guess what they talked about? Animals. They talked about the chickens going to roost. They talked about the cows coming back home to the barn. Very interesting stuff.
That is really interesting. What do you think that we can expect with our pets at home?
A lot of yawns and a lot of laying down. You know, and this is a thing, and it's been frustrating for me because in social media there's a lot of posting right now about keep the blinds closed between 2 and 4. This could be as bad as a thunderstorm or fireworks. And to be honest with you, I've not found any evidence of that. Now, could an individual animal get anxious? Absolutely, they could. But what's really neat, Harry, is that the Indianapolis Zoo, as I'm sure other zoos across the United States will do this too, they're asking people to take their cameras and take pictures and video.
Watch the wildlife.
Watch the wildlife.
And even the zoo, and you covered this the other day, they are having people can come out and observe the animals and see what they're going to do. If the animals want to go back in wherever they sleep, that's fine. But if they want to stay out, that's fine too. And Stewie's taking a yawn right now as well.
We understand. Tell us, what's the importance of people actually participating, doing some research for us and sending in that information?
Well, it tells us all about what animal behavior is like. You know, for so long we didn't have the cameras that are readily available to us every day, right? The pictures and the video and stuff. And so we can really see what do animals think about this. How are they going to behave? We'll never know what's going on in their mind. Can they conceptualize time and all that kind of stuff? But we can get a good idea of, is it just simply, oh, it's getting dark, I should go to bed, or is there some other kind of behavior? And there was that zoo, I was telling Patty
and we have some video too of the zoo and other things. Go ahead.
Yeah, then of course we don't know what the dinosaurs thought about eclipses, but I don't think they had glasses.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
But
so cute.
The zoo in South Carolina, last time we had an eclipse like this, they actually paid people to monitor the animals. And honestly, the majority of, I think, 23 or 25 species simply did their nighttime routine. They did post a concern about certain species, and the only two I can remember are primates and giraffes, seemed anxious, but the writers of the paper said we cannot not say that that wasn't due to the people taking video and pictures of
Here's
the
the zoo.
animals.
By the way, this is National Zoo Day as well. So here's some of the chimpanzees in their new enclosure. Now, some of the animals, as you said, they may think it's nighttime. They want to go to bed. The other thing is, that especially if you have a pet and you take the pet to, there are some events that people are having, the pet will get nervous or excited if you get nervous or excited. So they pick up more on your emotions than they might with how dark it is.
Right, they're going to pick up on your perception. And again, this is not like the light switch is going off. I mean, how many of us watch TV with the lights off with our dogs, right? And they don't get worried or upset. This is a slow, gradual, it'll be dark for a few minutes and then it'll be normal. So like I said, I think they're going to yawn, honestly.
Now, talk about this. When I was at the zoo, one thing that I thought was interesting is how the birds may respond. And they talked about they could possibly change their tune. Their music may change?
Well, sure. I'm not a wildlife expert by any stretch of the imagination, but that would make sense because birds do have different calls for different times of the day. You know, and like we were talking about from the Indiana Historical Society, the chickens are going to say, hey, I got to go find a roosting place. I got to be safe. And so I'm going to go up into my roost, up into a tree or something like that. So yeah, I could totally see them changing their tune.
Well, I know that Stewie, and you know this too, he does not like thunderstorms, rain, big loud music. But I don't hear because I take my hearing aids out. It doesn't bother me. But it'll be interesting to see how he reacts. Although I'm keeping them, inside for the most part, just to be safe.
Well, you'll just have to let us know how they respond because we will certainly be interested. And we want you guys at home to take down notes too. Get that information to the Indianapolis Zoo on their social media pages. Now, Pet Pals TV comes on Saturdays after the show, 10:30, followed by Pet Pals TV.
And Tom will be on there as well, talking about Fleas.
Those terrible, terrible fleas. Yep.
Terrible fleas going on. And also, what's the difference between a possum and an opossum?
You'll let us know.
Do you know the difference?
I do not, but I remember us talking about it on the show.
Buying a vowel? Do we just get an extra?
Well, they're actually two different things.
Okay.
A possum and an opossum. You'll have to tune in.
I'll tune in.
There you go. We'll learn all the information on Pet Pals TV. Thank you both, Patty and Tom, for coming in with us today.